All right, next up, the theme for this year's Oxfam Trail Walker is Stronger Together. So we are privileged to welcome John, an experienced trail walker, who will share with us his advice and experience. Welcome, John.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, you are there. Okay, I was wondering. Okay, so my name is John, and I've done Trail Walker 14 times consecutively, and I'm planning to do it again this year. So I have a few things to share with you. There's a lot to share, but I'll try to do it in 20 minutes, and then we'll have 10 minutes of Q&A, okay? So that you get to, so that your concerns will be addressed. Okay, so Trail Walker, what is the goal? A team of 4 completing 40 kilometers or 100 kilometers in 48 hours. Okay, how many of you are doing Trail Walker for the first time this year? Wonderful, wonderful. Any repeats? Okay, how many are doing the 40 kilometers portion? Okay, so the rest will be doing 100. Okay, very good. So you are in the right room. Yeah, so what are the lessons I've learned? Am I going forward or backwards? Let me, okay. Yeah, so there we are at the beginning of Trail Walker, very excited. Okay, we are going to face an adventure. A team of 4, we had our uniform and everything. Okay, during the trails, we took time to enjoy because we wanted it to be fun. Okay, and it can be fun. Okay, and when you finish the end, you get to the end, wow, you love the planet, you love everybody you meet. The energy at the end, you cannot believe. So the idea is to, a team of 4, get together and reach the finish line, okay? And if you do that, you'll be happy forever, okay? So you need to have a fun perspective. Oxfam Trail Walker is a fundraiser. Okay, and that is a primary objective, is to raise funds for charity, alleviate poverty around the world, and finish in full team. It is so important. Teamwork, everybody in the team is important, and it is better to finish in a team of 4 much slower than someone to drop out so the other team people can finish faster. The spirit is teamwork, okay? It's a serious challenge. 100 kilometers is not easy. And especially in Hong Kong, where you've got so many steps, so many hills to conquer. Okay, and it should be fun. If it's not fun, then why are you doing it? You can make it fun if you want. Okay, there'll be rules that you will be shared. Respect organizers' rules. It's very important. If we go together and we are doing the right thing, the world is a better place. Know yourself. Okay, if you don't know yourself yet, once you finish 100K, you'll know yourself much, much better. It's a very, very mental exercise before physical. So you need to have the right perspective. And what is that? Scott Peck is a physiotherapist who said in one of his books that life is difficult. That is a great truth, and it's one of the greatest truths. It's a great truth because once we truly see this truth, then we transcend it. Once we truly know that life is difficult, once we truly understand and accept it, then life is no longer difficult. Because once it's accepted, the fact that life is difficult no longer matters. Okay? You can say the same about Trail Walker. Trail Walker is difficult. Once you accept that it's difficult and you plan knowing it's difficult, then the fact that Trail Walker is difficult no longer matters because you know it's difficult and you've prepared for it. So on the trail, if you keep saying how difficult it is, you haven't mastered the rule. Okay, so Scott Peck is the author of that. Because it's difficult, you need proper planning. Okay, when people go on vacation, they book the ticket, they book the hotel. There's so much planning we put into vacations. You need much more planning for Trail Walker than you would for your vacation. You need proper training. Okay, the doctor shared about the challenges that you could have, IT ban and all that. With proper training, you can minimize the effect of such situations. And then you need proper execution. So it all goes together. You need to plan, you need to train, you need to have a proper execution. So when do you start planning? If you haven't already planned, you better start planning now, okay? And there's a lot of planning to do. You have a team of 4, you need to allocate responsibilities. Who's responsible for the different aspects of getting a team of 4 from the start line to the finish line? Who is in charge in your team for training, okay? You can't have everybody being a master. Who will be responsible for training? Who is responsible for admin, okay? When you're signing up with Oxfam, there's a lot of things you have to do to and fro that someone needs to be responsible for that. Who is responsible for fundraising? Fundraising is everybody's responsibility, but somebody in the team should be driving that. And who is responsible for coordinating with your support team? It is difficult. A team of 4 needs a good support team, needs good pacers to get to the end. You need to give yourself the best chance to succeed. So you need to plan. And as a team of 4, you need to decide what is your goal. You want to finish in 48 hours, you want to finish in 30 hours, you want to finish in 20 hours. You have to decide, because that is an important decision that will make sure you have a good mix of team members. There are 2 things that teams fall apart during the event. And one of the most common one is, so-and-so is too slow. Okay? I think the time to address that issue is before the day of the event, while you're training, to understand each person's strong points, each person's weak points, so that it doesn't become an issue on the day of the event. Fundraising goals. How much do you want to fundraise? Okay. The more you fundraise, the more gifts you'll get. I think you had a presentation about that. So you don't have to decide about fundraising. What do you want to do? You want to do the minimum? You want to do a bit more? Okay, up to you. Essential gear. What do you need when you go for trail walker? Okay, so training. You need to know the route. Okay, you need to know that after 9 kilometers of flat, we start climbing. After a bit of climbing, we get to the beach, and then there's a steep climb going from 0 to, okay? You need to know that so that you are mentally prepared, so that the hill doesn't surprise you, okay? So you need to know the route, very important. And basically, you're starting from Saikong, and there are a few major challenges along the way, okay? After the first 9K, you start the climbing, you come down to a beach, and then you have a Saiwan Shan, very long peak. Section 2 is a little bit not so challenging, but then you get to Pak Tam Ao, and you have a 300-meter climb within a very short distance. After that is a lot of up and down before you get to Rooster Hill. Anyway, the challenges go on throughout. When you get to the top of Tai Mo Shan, we always scream, because once you get the top of Tai Mo Shan, it's mostly downhill from there. But you have to get there before you can start celebrating. Okay, so know the route very well, so you are well prepared during the journey. Okay, yeah, this one shows where all the peaks are, and some are quite steep. But if you know the route, then you're not surprised, because the hills don't move. They are there, they'll be waiting for you. So know the route, and then graduated training schedule over the next 6 weeks, okay? So I think the physio will talk more in details about that, but you cannot go from 0 to be ready for 100K in a short time. You need to go step by step. And the rule of thumb is, once you are starting, before you get to where you need to be, avoid increasing your training load in terms of kilometers by more than 10% from 1 week to the other, okay? You need to do what you can do, give your body time to heal, and then stretch it a bit more. So it takes time. And that's why a training program is so important. So you are not running out of time and then trying to do too much. If you arrive at the start point compromised, then it's going to be a long, long, long journey. Try to get to the start point in a good position. You'll be training both for fitness and endurance. Okay, endurance you can do on the trail by going for a long time. Fitness, you have to be fit, and cross training, whether you are swimming, whether you are doing high intensity training, whatever it is, to make your body fit and ready is so important. Okay, so spend time on the trail, but do other activities that will help you as well. And for us, we train at least 2 days a week, at least 1 hour per 2 times a week, and then we have a long session on the weekends. Okay, that way your body has a couple of days to heal before you go out again. Overtraining is a problem. It will lead to injury. Undertraining is a problem. It will lead to problems when you get to the event. So you need to have a very good balance. And it is good if you know of a friend who is a physio, a chiropractor, somebody for massage, so your body, as it adjusts with the training, is kept in good shape. Okay. Very, very important. Make use of your support team. The support team are invaluable. Okay, I'll talk a bit more about that later on. Okay, cardiovascular fitness. Okay, the medical doctor spoke about can your heart carry you for 100K? These are all things that you need to check and be sure you don't want to discover on that day if you cannot. You need to do your day training, you need to do your night training, okay? Unless you're going to finish in 20 hours, it's likely that you'll go through the whole night and some maybe even a second night. And at night, things look very different from the daytime, okay? So get your proper headlamps and go out in the night, preferably the sections that you'll be going through at night. Okay, so that you more or less know what to expect. Cross training, I spoke about that. You need fitness, you need endurance, and you can get fitness by doing various things. You need to avoid injuries. Proper training, proper stretching, good massage, good physiotherapy can all put you in a place where you can avoid injuries. If you have an injury in the beginning of the event, it'll either get so much worse or you'll have to stop, okay? But you remember, if you want to finish as a team of 4, then it's better to avoid injury as much as you can, okay? Make use of support team is something I'm repeating again. Training can be enjoyable, but it should be serious. You're training with an objective. Make it enjoyable, but know that it's serious. It's going to help you to get to the finish line. And then use training to fine-tune your time plan, okay? You need to have an idea of how long will we take to do section 1? How long will it take to do section 2? Not for you, but for your support team. They need to know at what time do we need to go to Pactam Hour to meet them. If you have no idea, how will they support you? So you need to fine-tune your time plan as you're training, okay? And then use your training time to decide nutrition-wise what can you hold in your tummy while you are walking, running, or whatever. It's a heavy load on the body. And you know, the body protects itself. The brain will protect the heart to keep the brain alive. The brain will protect the lungs to keep the brain alive. But things like digestive system is not a priority for the brain. So many people have a problem eating during trail walker. But to finish it properly, you need to be consuming, depending on your weight, anything between 200 and 300 calories every hour. By the time you feel hungry, you can say it's a bit too late because whatever you eat then won't kick in until 20 minutes later. So consuming water, consuming snacks during the event every hour is so important for you to keep moving forward. You don't want to arrive at a checkpoint and then sit there for the next, so long. So nutrition, you decide that during your training. And what gear will you have, okay? Again, different people use different things, but use what you have used in training and what works for you. Okay, just because somebody else bought it and it looks good in it is not a reason to buy it. Be practical with your gear. Hydration plan, okay? There are those who like all kinds of sports drinks. There are those who stick to water and take tablets. Decide what you're going to do as far as hydration is concerned. These decisions you need to make before the event day, because as you will realize, once you've been going for 8 to 9 hours, your cognitive ability diminishes. And only your support team can help you. They'll tell you, do this, do that. You can't really think very well and make decisions when you're so exhausted. So nutrition, you need to replenish energy regularly, okay? Every 20 minutes, have a bit of a snack. That way your energy level is maintained. Rehydrate frequently. By the time you are too thirsty, again, you need 20 minutes to catch up. That is lost time. Source of calories, where will your calories come from? Okay, there are those who can live on bananas, there are those who can live on oranges, there are those who like bread. Find out what works for you, and then check with Oxfam. I think you have a list of what they provide at each checkpoint, and then decide how will I supplement this with my own nutrition that either you'll carry or your support team will bring. Nutrition is so important. You will burn through maybe 10,000, maybe 12,000 calories over 100K, maybe more. And the right calorie that works for you, the right source of nutrition that works for you is so important. When you're training, try different things, find what you're comfortable with. Hydration, electrolytes, make a decision before the day. It's very risky to try new things. Just because Oxfam is providing Pocari, you've never tried Pocari before. It might work, it might not work. That is a risk, okay? Know what your body wants. Okay, study the food and drink list provided by Oxfam so you know what to expect. Your appetite on D-Day, 200, 300 calories every hour. You need to plan for that because your body will need that if you're to keep moving forward, okay? Upset stomach happens to almost everybody. So expect that there'll be challenges during the day and you have to improvise when those challenges come. Okay, gear. Okay, quick dry apparel is so important, okay? Because if you have a cotton shirt and it's soaked with sweat, you're carrying an extra weight, which you don't need to. Light shoes with good traction, okay? Don't go with hiking boots. They are quite heavy. You can do with lighter shoes. And that's quite important because if you've studied physics, you will know that the force needed to carry anything is mass times gravity, okay? And multiplied by distance is energy. The heavier your load is, the more energy you need and the more exhaustion you'll be putting on your body, okay? So starting with yourself, try to be at a good weight and don't carry too much. There are people who carry so much. At the beginning line, you can see they have a big backpack, and the force required to carry an extra kilo over 100 kilometers is the same force required to carry 10 kilos over 10 kilometers. The more you carry, the more you are weighing yourself down. You're handicapping yourself. Carry the minimum. If at all possible, carry what you need to get to the next checkpoint. And then have your support team members throughout the trail so you're not carrying what you don't need. If you're going to need your headlamps when it goes dark, why you need to carry it in the beginning? Find a way that whatever you need can be provided to you by your support team along the way. Your support team is probably as important as the 4 team members. And let them know what they're there to do, okay? Backpack, what goes in it? We always carry too much. Whether we are going on vacation, whether we are going to office, we always carry too much. On this day, carry the minimum you need, okay? Are you going to use poles or no poles? You don't decide on a week before. If you're going to use them, train with them. It's not as easy as you think. Okay, headlamps or torch or flashlight. You train and you decide. Familiarize yourself during training, okay? Not only with the trail, with your nutrition, with your hydration, but also with your team members. Get to know each other, okay? Because disagreements do happen between team members along the journey, okay? Oxfam will keep you informed of the weather a week before and a few days leading up to the day. The weather is so important because you need to be dressed appropriately for the weather, and you need to be mentally prepared for what is coming. Phone, battery charger. In our team, to keep our weight down, only one person carries a phone because we need to be as light as possible. Quick dry apparel, we've spoken about that. Okay, let's go on. Okay, so as you're doing your training, you decide how long are we taking to do section 1? How long are we taking to do section 2? When you get to the end of section 1, how many minutes are we going to spend there? If you don't plan, then you'll arrive at Paktam Ao, you will sit down, and you have to be reminded, oh, we have to keep moving. This is very important for your planning, and things will go wrong on that day in life. Life is difficult, things go wrong, but it's good to have a reference plan so you know where you are. Not so much to stick to the time, but to know that when I get to Beacon Hill, I'll be there for 10 minutes. And in Beacon Hill, they have sweet potato soup, which will be good for me. And so these are the things that you need to do. And your training should end with a kind of a plan that you can share with your support team. Okay, so you've been training well. You know each other. Okay, so what do? The week before Trail Walker, don't continue training. Whatever you've done, you've done. Okay, whatever you haven't done, you haven't done. Light exercise, concentrate on stretching to get your body in a very, very good shape. Eat well, eat healthy, sleep as much as you can. There's something called sleep surplus, okay? Most of Hong Kong people have sleep deficit. You can see people sleeping on their way to work in the morning. You can have a sleep surplus by sleeping a lot the days leading up to that day, so you can survive the first night without much problem. And the night before Trail Walker, you will not sleep. You may think you will, but you will not sleep. I wake up so many times, oh, is it time yet? Oh, is it time yet? So finish all your sleep by Wednesday night. If you can sleep on Thursday, well and good, but it's unlikely you'll be able to sleep on that day. Okay, check weather forecast, adjust your gear according to the weather forecast, keep in touch with your teammates. Okay, one day we're supposed to meet at Sai Kung at 8 a.m. and we called one of our teammates. They were still in Xiongwan. Wow. So you start panicking before you even get started, and it can throw you off. Keep in touch with your teammates. If you're meeting, meet early so you can get together. Yeah, don't worry. Be mentally prepared. 100 kilometer, 50% is due to physical fitness. Your physical fitness will carry you up to Shatin Pass, okay, which is a 50K. The rest of the distance, it's your mind. And you need to have a very good reason for finishing, especially when you cross Taipo Road and there are many taxis waiting for you. It's so easy to say, oh, you know, because you'll be suffering by then. Yeah, so for me, I tell everybody I know, I'm doing Trail Walker. I ask everybody I know to support me by fundraising. And I tell so many people that if I don't finish, I'll have so many people to explain to why I didn't finish. So always remembering that there are people waiting to hear how I did keeps me going. I don't want to disappoint them. Yeah, so be mentally prepared. Have a reason for doing Trail Walker. If you don't have a good reason, it'll be very easy to give up. If you don't have a reason, get a reason. Okay, so you get to the day. What do you do on that day? Okay, a team of 4, find a team leader. Find a team leader and let the team leader have responsibility for making decisions. If 4 people start arguing about, oh, we should stay another 5 minutes, oh, we should not do this, I tell you, your event will be thrown off. Listen to the team leader, listen to the team leader, listen to the team leader. Arrive early to register. You don't want to be panicking before it throws you off. Maintain your target pace. In training, you've had a pace. Maintain that pace as you start the event. Every year, without fail, you have the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then people start sprinting like they're doing 100 meters. And then 400 meters later, they're tired. And they still have 99.5 kilometers to go. Maintain your target pace, okay? Care for one another. Know when your teammate is struggling. It is very demoralizing for a team to be the last one behind. So what we do, different sections, different people do better. There are people who do better on uphills, there are people who do better on downhills. There are people who do better on flats. So whoever does better in that section, we make him to be the last one. And then 2, 3, 4, the fastest in that section should be at the back. It's a big encouragement to the one who is slow. It is very discouraging for people to run ahead to the checkpoint. They've eaten, and the last person arrives, and the rest are ready to go. It's so difficult. Care for one another. Be courteous, help others. Help your teammates, help people you see around you. Make the world a better place. Be prepared to adapt, because life is difficult and things do not always go according to plan. Be prepared to adapt. Do not litter, okay? Oxfam will follow you if you litter. You'll get some gels with your number written. And when people collect the garbage, they'll know you littered. Work together during the event. Support one another. It's difficult for you. It's as difficult or probably more difficult for your teammate. Support one another. Don't run ahead to checkpoints. It is not good for those who are still on the trail. And then, yeah, make sure you are together, especially at night, because if 3 people go ahead and 1 person is left behind, mentally, it's very demoralizing and they'll slow down. It doesn't make them go faster when you run ahead of them. If a member is lagging, the fittest member should stay with them and encourage them. Encourage them to the next checkpoint. So you've reached the day, you'll adapt, you'll improvise, you'll overcome. And we all want to overcome to get to the end. And when you do, the world is such a nice place. You can celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Okay? Celebrate with friends. Continue your fundraising. I think you can fundraise, until December or January. Until December, so continue fundraising. You've done well, let other people know. Oxfam has got project tours. Get involved with what Oxfam is doing. The world is a very harsh place. Oxfam is trying to alleviate poverty around the world. Whatever you can do, help. Keep staying fit by hiking. Keep Hong Kong green. I think Hong Kong is such a valuable place. And then get all your teammates, support team members, have a big meal, and let people unload. If you did something wrong to your team member, it's a good chance to ask them for forgiveness. It's so important for you to move on with life. So we always have a wonderful meal. Every year we have a wonderful meal and people talk about what they experienced, and yeah, it's so wonderful. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can get it done. Thank you.